So the first type of error you might encounter, and once again, these types of errors happen at compile time or as you're writing the program, are syntax errors. And if you're writing in a nice IDE, such as any of the industry standards, Eclipse, NetBeans, then it will tell you as you're writing the program, there's a syntax error here, and it'll usually underline it in red, and there might be a little light bulb icon next to it that'll suggest certain fixes to that specific line at which the syntax error is located. But the first step, of course, is to notice your problem and determine the line number at which it's occurring. And usually that's not much of a problem because, once again, the IDE will tell you as you're writing it. Or if you're using an IDE like BlueJ, let's say, then as soon as you compile or build your program, it will tell you that, oh, there's a syntax error at such and such a line, and then you'll know the line number. The next thing to look at, which will usually be the case, is whether it's a simple error that a simple fix can be applied to. And by simple error, I mean, for example, the stereotypical example, you forgot to put a semicolon at the end of the line. Of course, that doesn't apply to Python, but any other language like Java or C or MATLAB, that might be a problem. Or let's say you used 1 equals sign when you were supposed to use 2, in cases such as when you're comparing two Boolean values and seeing if they're equal, or two variables and seeing if they're equal in value and you used 1 equal sign instead of 2, things like that. Another common mistake is when you're passing in arguments or parameters, and I'm going to use those two words interchangeably, into a function. Sometimes you may accidentally pass in the wrong arguments, and so they might be of the wrong type. Like, let's say you were supposed to pass in arguments of type string or character array if you're using C, but instead you passed in arguments of type int. I don't know. That could also be an issue. And sometimes when it comes to that, you might have to look at the documentation, because if you're using the library function, and by library function, I mean any function that's already been written for you, not one that you have written yourself, you may not always know exactly what sorts of parameters should be passed into that function or exactly how it works. And you might be passing in the wrong parameters and just not understanding that. But I'm not going to say too much more about syntax errors because they're usually simple to diagnose, simple to spot, and simple to fix, and I don't see many people having a lot of trouble with this.